Today I'm ranking every enemy in God of War 2018, starting with Mimir. I'll be honest with you, I one-shot him every time. It's because the axe has a secret phrase that makes it 10 times stronger.
I'm going to cut off your head now.
Even though he's always an easy fight, Mimir is going in the S tier. Next is the common Draugr. Literally a corpse that's pissed off.
Daddy, chill.
Probably because everyone who plays the game dumpsters him immediately. He sucks. He's kind of like the first guys in Dark Souls with no souls. Or really Dark Souls, maybe? I've played all of them, but please don't ask me to explain anything. I just like the cutscenes. Incomprehensible Dark Souls lore aside, the common Draugr is objectively fun to fight. Boom. You can do literally anything to this guy, and he's not happy about it, but what is he gonna do? I'll go against 4 of them right now, brother. I don't give a freak. A tier. Thanks for preparing those cheeks for maximum clapitude. Next up is the Revenant, aka Dookie Cloud. Don't act like I'm being crazy right now, okay? Grow up. This is a fecal fighter and you know that shit. The worst thing about Revenants is the built-in anti-Kratos technology. No matter what you do or the kind of god that you try to be, they are completely immune to your attacks. The only thing they're not immune to is disrespectful 8-year-olds.
The boy.
Boy, read this. Boy, what's that?
I have literally f***ed your mom. There's no other enemy in the game that has this Atreus-focused mechanic, and it's more annoying to deal with the earlier in the game you are.
When the bow is moving slow.
I'm gonna put them in F tier because they got mogged by a child. Next up, we have a wolf. Just a regular wolf. This is John Wolf. With all due respect, I could fight this thing in real life. In fact, my ancestors would disown me if I couldn't. This might be the least common enemy in the game, as they mostly only show up in the first few hours. Their moveset is limited to a single jump attack and shadow boxing in the corner. I'm playing on Give Me God of War, by the way, and they just got nothing, man. Honestly, brother, it's like, this is just pathetic. Are you guys gonna nerf the wolves, or is this game gonna be bullshit? Nah, but for real, I'm putting them in D tier. Not interesting. Now it's time for everyone's favorite, the Snowball Fighter. These boys know how to have fun, and I really appreciate that, because let's be honest, this game is really sad. The plot is actually pretty similar to my own life. I mean, I don't have a son or a wife, and I'm not a Greek god, but I'm pale and bald. That's like 90% of it. Anyways, you can always rely on a snowball fight to give your harrowing journey a little pizzazz. They throw their little snowballs at you and they're basically harmless. Yo, I said basically and you heard that. They really fit the theme of Midgard being chilly and, you know, they're unique. Oh, wow, I'm not allowed to be whimsical in the 9 realms? Plus they build a little fort, dude, and it's so funny. But you're hating right now and I don't know why, okay? Relax. I'm gonna put them in B tier and you're gonna calm the hell down because the vibes are off. We're gonna recenter here with one I know you'll love. And it's the Travelers, baby! They're big, they're metal, they're illiterate. That one is just a guess, probably right though. Out of all the enemies in this game, the Travelers are the ones that come closest to matching Kratos' aura. You consistently find them in the weirdest locations. This one is in a goon cave. But regardless of their depraved sensibilities, they always bring the dopest fights. You know how I mentioned Dark Souls earlier with the little weird guys? Well, fighting a Traveler is like fighting a 1v1 with the Black Knight when you're trying to farm a gray sword. God damn it. It's never a complicated fight, but you gotta stay on your toes, rolling at just the right time, getting really scared. And the lower their health drops, the lower their armor integrity falls. Brother, I'm chipping away at it like boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. And then you're just fighting a guy, a dude, John of War. It's so peak every time, and none of them respawn, so it actually feels like you're wiping these dudes off the planet. Oh my god, brother, just get in the S tier. I love you so much. Okay, here we got Hellwalker, and I'll tell you right now, I respect this man. He said, this game's about hitting people with an axe? Nope, not me. You're gonna have to punch me in the face, sir. The fact that he can just choose not to take damage is impressive enough, but making you swap to your fists is even more based. Hand-to-hand combat in 2018 is absolutely peak. Watching that stun bar fill up, pummeling the god of mommy issues, and yeah, later on you could pull out the blades of chaos if you're a little bitch, and I definitely am. Look, you can bully me later. Right now, we're hyping up the Hellwalker. Any enemy that makes you switch up your normal tactics, but still keeps the gameplay fun is a great enemy. Plus, fighting them with fists naturally leads to the stun animation, which is brutal. I'm putting him in the A tier and he deserves it. Draugr Fireball. This is the fireball throwing Draugr. Oh, fuck, never mind. These guys are like the snowball throwers, but without any of the whimsy. Their appearance doesn't really fit Midgard. They don't stand inside a volcano while they fight you. And even on Give Me God of War, they have like 3 HP. It's pathetic and I don't respect them. D tier. Okay, what do we have left here? Ah, yes, the Eyes of Odin. You like that shit? Watch me do it again. You're gonna look directly into my cold, dead, fish-like eyes and tell me they're not incredible? They are exploding into the S tier. Now, if we're talking mid, bland, harmless,
Boy.
no, not boy. He's not wrong though. I was actually talking about tatzelworms. They're big, freaky rats. Too big to hide under your hat and cook with for sure. I still tried. Obviously. Tatzelworms are just wolves, except they can burrow underground and then be wolves again in like 5 seconds. But the ones that spit poison at you can go straight to hell. Otherwise, it's like, all right, man, you know, whatever. At least it's not the 12th type of Draugr, I guess. Very much a C tier enemy. Here's some footage of me hitting the most mid enemy with the most mid runic attack, just to make you sad. Here we got my man Draugr Brute. This is the one that carries a big ass weapon and pretends it gives him aura, but it doesn't. There's not a lot to these guys, as they're also one of the earliest enemies in the game, and they give you a lot of time to either parry or dodge the 2 attacks that they have. Now that I think about it, they're kind of just baby travelers. What do you think, Kratos? Great. I like fighting them. There's not a lot to learn, but they're also not like ridiculous and annoying. So I'm gonna put them in B tier for cool guys. Hey, you know who's not a cool guy? Go ahead and zoom in real quick. Every elf in Alfheim. I made a whole video about how much I hate these enemies, and YouTube demonetized it because Big Elf was losing billions in revenue after my God of War video came out. My iron grip on the elves' reputation is absolute. To briefly recap what I said in that video, these guys are the most annoying enemies of all time. It doesn't matter how you try to fight them, they will block or fly away or some other stupid bullshit, and then they'll blind you, and one of them will do a 10-piece combo on your ailing grandmother. There has never been, and hopefully never will be again, an enemy so bad, I'm creating a tier below F called Explain Yourself. And it's not even for the elves, it's for Cory Barlog. Hey man, big fan, for real. But what the f is with these elves, Cory? Let's move on from that nightmare to this one. It's called Nightmare. This enemy was created precisely so that you would have something in the air to throw your axe at, and it's perfect. Throwing and recalling the axe is one of life's greatest pleasures. As is double bonking a flying eyeball. It's a little simple for S, but certainly a very high A tier placement. All right, now it's time for Ogre Gaming. Do I look forward to fighting an ogre? I mean, it's whatever. Honestly, I could take it or leave it. Do I look forward to making 2 ogres fight each other? Yes, very much so. An ogre is actually a thinly veiled battering ram to use against more annoying enemies, which sometimes manifests as a King Kong versus Mothra match with a troll that ends with a surprise knockout by Ballzilla. They're a very standard elite enemy, where they're clearly tougher than the Draugr, but only by like 6%. And since you can ride them to hit the other enemies, it actually kind of makes the game easier. I'll put them in B tier. Now I'm gonna rank every humanoid enemy in the game because they're basically all the same. Reavers, Shadows, Viking, there's really no difference between them. And the different types of each are just copies of the Draugr that we've already talked about. Boring, filler enemies, and not really worth much debate. Holy shit, that one exploded. C tier, because they aren't turbo annoying, but they also aren't memorable in any way. The dual wheel Draugr is the most go f yourself of the Draugrs for sure. On Give Me God of War, they can and will blow your life up spectacularly, especially if you're in Niflheim rubbing mist into your crevices. Is that what you do there? Sindri, your thoughts?
Ugh.
They're just really fast and dangerous, and I don't like them, so it's C tier for come on! Soul Eater. Now this is an enemy. They look weird, they attack weird, you attack them weird, it's all just odd. Now these guys are a punching bag, literally, if you stun them. They are so susceptible to the great ice beam of doom. Rest in peace, buddy, you are terrible in Ragnarok. But even if you're not using runics, throwing the bombs, maximizing your hits before going into the stun animation, it's all glorious. This is an S tier enemy for sure. Have you ever wanted to fight 30 of the same guy at once? Why? That's why I hate Legion, the freaky little army of nerds in Helheim. Fighting one of them is like fighting your elderly grandparents. Easy and fun. But there's always too many and the vibes are bad. Grandpa, please stop kicking my ass. Getting them while they're midair is kind of sick though. I wish they would chill. I'm going with C tier. Wolver are the last enemy on our list here, and unfortunately I can't fucking stand them. They have a tendency to just ignore your attacks and kind of do whatever they want, which is a problem when getting hit by them is almost a one-hit KO on Give Me God of War. It's like John Wolf from earlier did a Pokemon evolution. Dogs got hands. Or pause? If you make me fight two Wolver, I'm gonna fight you in real life, and I'm not strong. Wow, you're really gonna kick a bald guy's ass? What's next? The local orphanage? The only reason I'm not putting them in F tier is because that's where the elves go, and no one else sucks like the elves. Well, there's the tier list for God of War 2018. Do you think I should stream this game? I want to stream this game. Tell me your favorite time zone in the comments, ranked by the ones that you live in. But for real, let me know if you'd watch my streams. All right, later, dude.